Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Reff, former economics educator at the University of Arizona. I'm going to show you how I saved my 13,000 students over $1 million during my 10 years teaching economics at the University of Arizona from 2007 to 2016. I wrote my first economics e-textbook in 2001, where I used GIF animation. I'll show you this right now. When I wrote these GIF animation lessons for my textbook, I had to time it to what I believed would be the reading speed of an average high school student back in 2001. And these were my chapters then for an AP economics class that I was teaching at an inner city high school in Tucson, Arizona. And it helped them prepare better for the AP exam. By 2004, I was looking at a better animation program to rewrite all of these lessons so that my e-textbook lessons were not only narrative, but also interactive for the student to participate in the learning process as they read each chapter. And I worked with Ido Benelli to learn this Macromedia Flash program that came out in 2002, not knowing by 2017 Macromedia Flash would become obsolete. By 2006, my e-textbook was coming along pretty well. My students were doing okay on the AP micro and AP macro exams. And then in 2006, the Thomas R. Brown Foundation, which gave millions upon millions of dollars to the University of Arizona, asked me to write a grant to them so that I can continue to produce economic lessons in this new textbook. So I wrote them a grant. So another thing happened in 2006 that really changed my life. Dr. Walker from the economics department at the University of Arizona sent me an email asking me if I'd be interested in teaching an economics class that would have 80 to 100 students in it. I said I would love to. And I asked him, could I use my own textbook that I've been writing and now have been given a grant by the Thomas R. Brown Foundation to continue my writing? Could I have my students use my e-textbook? And he says, yes, but you can't charge them. And I said, that's okay. I want to give this information away for free, quote unquote, meaning that there is a cost of my thousands upon thousands of hours put into this project. So he said that that would be fine. In January of 2007, I had my first class. Now realize that textbook prices at this time were averaging over $100 a textbook, and these students wouldn't have to pay $100 for their textbook. And right here, I have about 80 students here, and they're not paying $100. And so I'm saving those students $8,000. Everybody that I teach is always inducted into the Royal Order of Tonstoffel, which means there ain't no such thing as a free, quote unquote, lunch. There's a cost to everything, even though the end user in this situation, the students, get the textbook gratuitously from me. As the years went by, my classes got larger. I'm dressed like a farmer here because I was talking about perfect competition in the farming industry. So as my classes began to grow larger and larger, I was saving these students money so that they didn't have to purchase a textbook in any of the years that I taught at the University of Arizona. Then my classes started getting really large. In fact, I had to separate this into two photos to show you the size of the classes. This is about 500 students. And as you can tell, almost every seat is filled up. And this is 4 weeks into the class. Then I received an email from my department chair, Dr. Walker, and it said that he was considering whether we should try to get a time slot in Centennial Hall in which you would teach a 700 student lecture section. And I said, great, the more I could teach, the better. So here was my classroom. Dick Burnell and I wanted to make a little bit of money on the workbook that we had been creating over the years. And we decided to sell it to my students and the rest of the world for $27. And the U of A would get $7, and Dick Burnell and I split the rest of that money for the work that we put in. Now, with that money, I had to hire a person to manage my TAs who would help me grade exams, along with preceptors who received an A in my class prior to that semester. And if they became a preceptor, would earn 3 hours of college credit as a preceptor, where they'd hold their own office hours and tutor students and get them prepared for the exams in my class. And with the money that I made, I created scholarships in my 2 sections, would get $750. My next 2 students in each section would get $500. And these were the scholarships that I awarded to students over that time. My classes grew from about 600 and some odd students to 750 students in each class. From 2007 to 2016, that 10-year period of time, I was able to save my students $1.3 million by not having to purchase a textbook, but instead using my e-textbook gratuitously, in other words, at no cost to them, during my 10 years of teaching at the University of Arizona. By 2016, I was ready to retire. Not that I didn't love the stage. I had caught wind that Macromedia Flash wasn't going to be around in the future. And by 2017, Macromedia Flash came to an end. So I knew that I had to start learning a new program, and that was HTML5, and take all of the lessons that I had written in Macromedia Flash and create them into these internet e-textbooks and e-workbooks and e-multiple choice and e-baseball games and e-graphing activities for high school economics, on level or honors, for principles of microeconomics and principles of macroeconomics for college level students, AP students, or CLEP students. So I have just completed this project, even though it was ready to go in 2021. I've been updating it since that time all the way until current times. It's gratuitous for anybody with an interest who wants to learn about economics.